All right, so hi guys. You guys wanted to hear about it, so here we are. So I'm only going to talk about one instance that I'm comfortable talking about. The other one's a little personal, and that one actually like genuinely kind of messed me up. This one freaked me out, but the other one really messed me up. So I have never dreamt properly. I very rarely have dreams. And when I do, it's usually the dreams are like snippets of things or other people's lives. They're always really random. Very, very rarely will I even have like a character dream or a story dream or inspiration dream. 99% of the time I have just darkness. I just go to sleep and I wake up. That's it. And that's literally been since I was a kid. So, there was one time, and here's the weird thing. I never told anybody about this dream. All right, so if you guys don't know, hi, my name is Twist Disaster Michi. I like chinchillas. I have a chinchilla named Al. I used to have a chinchilla named Cheshire, but she passed away last Christmas. Rest her little soul. She's eating drywall in heaven. She was very resilient. I did not feed her drywall, she just ate it. But I remember having this dream where and whenever I have these dreams, they're very much how like people describe like astral projection. I'm not I'm like watching it happen, but I'm not the person involved. I'm literally like watching a movie or something. But they're so lifelike and so real that I can like describe clothing details to this day for some of the really, really vivid ones I've had because they're very rare. So this one was there was an older white woman, or I'm assuming she's white. She could have been something else, but she looked white. And she was opening up this double decker cage, like a chinchilla cage. And she was cleaning out her cage, and she had a white chinchilla. Now, I do not have white chinchillas. I never have. I've only ever had gray ones. I've always wanted one, but I never had one. So she was cleaning it out, and there was this little pink chinchilla like house, which I remember because my chinchilla had a little pink one. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'm just psychologically putting my own chinchilla in this thing, right? So I have taken psych classes. I know about this kind of stuff, but when she went to clean it out, she started screaming. And when I looked in the cage, I saw that there was, and oh, I guess I should have put a warning for animal death. If this bothers you, click off. I am so sorry. I should have said that at the very beginning, but there was a dead baby chinchilla. Like clearly there was something wrong with it. It wasn't bred properly. If anybody knows anything about chinchillas, you can't. Well, you shouldn't just breed them because if you just breed them, there can be a lot of genetic defects. That's why you should usually get chinchillas from a proper breeder instead of a pet store. It's just if I ever get chinchillas in the future, I'm only getting them from breeders. I'm never getting them from pet stores again. But for this reason. And it was just a dead baby chinchilla, and she freaked out, started screaming and crying. And oh my god, I can still remember the details. I'm obviously not going to go into the details because it's, disgusting. And so was just freaking out and freaking out. And I remember the cage also being like very dirty, very uncared for, very much this was a person who like didn't really know how to take care of chinchillas. And another thing on chinchilla facts, I know this is a big tangent, you don't have to have your chinchilla to have a very like lavish, a lot of toys in their cage as long as they're being taken out properly and played with properly. The stuff in their cage is more so to keep them from being bored like anybody else, but this was a very like sparse cage. But I remember the little pink house, and I remember this like weird little I like this weird little, I don't know how to describe it. It was like a pattern thing on one of the steps. All right. And I never told anybody about this dream. But then about nearly half a year later, I would say, I was talking to an online friend of mine that I hadn't talked to in a very long time. Very, very big from my Fur Affinity days, and was a very good commissioner for a long time. And then we just kind of, dropped out of touch. I'm not going to name him, don't want to be rude. It's not that I did anything bad either, just we don't really talk anymore. So they were telling me this story about their mother-in-law and how she had gotten abused chinchillas because, well, fun fact, they're cheaper, but they aren't like the fun chinchilla videos you see on YouTube because they're abused and they need a lot of time to heal. It's people stupid. And she was telling me about how, like, oh, we told her not to do this and that, and blah, 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 and she would keep the chinchillas together, and you're not supposed to do that when you have male and females. And I remember, like I said, keep in mind, I never told anyone about my weird dream. I never even told Cody, because I thought it was weird. There are many times that Cody and I don't share our dreams with each other, because they're just like, okay, this is really weird. But I started, like, getting a little weird, because I was thinking of my dream. And I was like, hey, this is odd, but, does your mother-in-law, is she, like, white woman, graying hair, but she's got, like, blondish hair, like, dirty blonde hair, Um, crap. And I remember she was wearing, like a flannel or a plaid shirt or something like that. But it wasn't, like, a normal red. It was, like a very pinky maroon kind of red. It wasn't, like, a normal, red flannel. And my friend got really quiet and was like, how do you know that? I've never, like, shown you a picture of her. Yeah, she wears that thing all the time. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to freak myself out here. And then she goes on, she's like, anyway, I want to talk to you because, like, because they had moved out. And then it's like, well, we found out, I guess the white chinchilla had gotten pregnant, and to talk about how terrible it was, I guess the chinchilla gave birth, and, my mother-in-law freaked out, and blah, 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 and she just kind of, like, didn't know what to do, and like, who didn't know how long the dead baby chinchilla had been there. And I just get so quiet, and I literally, like, felt like myself disassociating, because I was like, did I see this happen? Because this was a recent, like, this had just happened to my friend. And a reason why it stuck out to me was because chinchillas aren't normal pets. Chinchillas aren't a cat or a dog, let alone white chinchillas. There were way too many weird freaking factors here to, like, put into account for this. And so, yeah, I remember asking them, like, I got, like, really, really quiet. My friend's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask something really, really, really weird, and don't freak out. But did the chinchilla have a pink little house? And my friend got really quiet. And we had this really, really, really awkward silence over Discord where, like, none of us were talking. And it got really, really uncomfortable, and I literally felt horror movie vibes happening. And she was like, how did you know that the house was pink? And I was like, was the dead baby on top of the house? And my friend just started that really, like, that what the fuck laugh, that, like, the fuck. And I was like, oh yeah, and I started doing it too when we just had this really, really awkward call, and I was just like, yeah, I think I dreamed about it, like, months ago, and I didn't tell anybody about it because it seemed really weird and really morbid, and again, the coincidences of a white chinchilla having a dead baby from neglect and it being on top of a white house with an old lady, it was just, oh, so weird. And I've never, well, like, I can't say I never, I did have one other instance happen, but that was when I was a kid. And it was just really, really awkward, and we, like, never freaking talked about it again. And I've never really had a dream like that since, at least that I think of. Like I said, I have random weird ones here and there. I don't think I astral project, or if I do, I definitely don't do it by, by choice. But yeah, there's my creepy psychic story. Because, and here's another thing, like, some people are like, oh, that's cool, that's neat, oh, that's nah, nah, nah. And to me, it's creepy. Like, I like creepy, I like heebie-jeebie stuff, but I don't like knowing things that are gonna happen before they happen. I don't like knowing when a friend's telling me this story that I watched it happen in a dream in vivid detail months before it happened. It kind of freaks me out, which is also why I'm always iffy on, like, people who claim to be, like, psychic, and they can just kind of turn it on. I don't know. I've never been able to do that where I can just turn it on and off, because I would definitely not want to turn it on. So, all right, there's another spoopy story, another spoopy life story time with me. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Twisted Disaster. I try to make new art videos every Wednesday. All of my social media are in the Linktree link down below. I use Linktree, so if you click on the Linktree, and I think I just booped the mic, so I got to really hope that that didn't cut out there. So, as always, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.